Welcome back to another trade recap. You can see beautiful trade from this morning on NQ. Two beautiful trades actually. The first one ended up getting a little bit early on my level, so that one actually got stopped out. And then the second one we got filled on. You can see it filled on the order block. We ended up catching this for a nice 5R. Made everything back, made about 1,000, so a total of 9,000 across all 10 accounts. I'm going to go ahead and rewind in price, show you what was happening around 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So let's hop over to the 15-minute time frame. So we're on the 15 right now. You can see 9:30 is right here. And just before 9:30, we had left this bearish 15-minute fair value gap. We also had a 15-minute order block, and we had just inverted a 15-minute bullish fair value gap. So we had an inversion gap right here. Now above that, we had also done an immediate rebalance off a bearish order block up here. And on top of that, if we go up to the 4-hour time frame, you can see we have some other context here as well. So if I rewind to this candle, obviously this is not what it looked like when market was opening. It was still way up here, hadn't even taken London low, but we had already swept London high. We had used this 4-hour order block to come down into this 4-hour fair value gap, and we also had a 4-hour fair value gap here in a discount. So we were reaching for a higher time frame discount. This does tend to happen around PPI and CPI week, so this is pretty typical to see something like this. And usually when it happens, price will at least want to reach for a discount on the higher time frames. Let me rewind again. You can kind of see what we were looking at and what my decision process was. I saw price trending down. I also saw 5-minute trending as well with a little gap there. So before market open, I decided that I would place a order here on the top of the fair value gap, because when price is trending, typically it tends to just wick these. Sometimes it doesn't even reach for consequent encroachment. The mistake I made, however, was we were pretty discount in terms of overall price, even though we were trending super strong, even though we had lower draws on liquidities from a higher time frame perspective, especially off market open. We wanted to make sure that we weren't getting extremely wicked out. And then data low was actually right here. So put the first order here. I actually put half risk on this, and then I put the second one on the order block itself. I would have put it on mean threshold, but our stop loss today ended up being big enough at 10 points to where we could just use that. Let's go ahead and drop down to the lower time frames, see how everything played out there. And then obviously my draw on liquidity would be data lows. And then over here we had London low going into those 4-hour levels. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out here. You can see very quick open. Market just wicked straight through this order and stopped me out, and then filled this order right here. So beautiful. This is exactly how I teach to do it in my actual trading model. You can see all the way down to London low. It's about a 1 to 5. Beautiful trade this morning. You could see after that it does continue lower, but by that time I already trailed my stop down here and had my last order stopped out at break even. Price continued lower all the way down to where we thought it would. It's kind of interesting. It's been really hesitant to give us runners in terms of the first stage of distribution. Usually it does some sort of wick out before it gives the runner, at least lately. But you can see it drops down, even drops down into my final target down here. And then we see this very nice fair value gap. Did not end up taking this. I was highly considering it, but being that I already took a payout this week and we were already up for the day, I decided that I was not going to risk it. So price came up, and then you have an opportunity here too to get a second entry if that first IFEG you didn't catch. But overall, it does end up pricing bullish after a bit of consolidation. Super good delivery on both ends today. Honestly, you could have caught sells from up here. You could have caught buys from down here. You could have even caught sells from here, buys from here. Hopefully you guys learned something. If you want to learn this exact strategy that I used this morning, make sure you go ahead and watch this video that I made over here breaking down the exact strategy. And if you want to check out all the other links, those will be in the description as well. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.